the initial drawing is so important in the votes, because you're now following the lines of those votes. I can see some really nice votes actually.
Personally, won't be saying in the end, but
You won't say it?
no, I won't say it.
Reflect.
I don't know about that. Not the wrong way, not
Neutral tint again, or a black, and then in random places, add in our windows, try and get the perspective right. There's a few windows and a few dark marks around the boats here. People. I've got 3 figures, and I think we'll keep them fairly light compared to the background. So I'm going to start with their faces first, and for this I'm going to use, I'll use that same medium small mop brush, fairly dry, mix up a skin colour, which is going to be sort of light red, a bit of red. Could add a bit of alizarin crimson as well, because they're going to be in the shade. And then faces first. And then their torso or shirts or whatever, I'm going to have a fairly weak mix here, and then painting in their bodies, but I'm leaving the shoulders unpainted to add a bit of highlight to that, just to show that the one of these figures, I've got some legs to do, but I'm going to understate the legs, not do too much detail. Shadow of the figures, similar to the boat shadows. So there's my three figures. Now a line around the top of the hull, which I'm going to use a synthetic brush for, and almost pure pigment. So I'm going to use a dry brush stroke here. Let's use a sort of red. Emphasizes the shape of the hull as well. And then a sort of blue line for the third boat. So I'm picking up almost pure cobalt blue here, hardly any water added to this, and then just following the line of the hull. A little bit of writing going on. Then we could do a little bit of rigging, which I will use a rigger brush or just basically a thin brush with long hairs. Makes it easier to do thin lines. The rigging is sort of going over the boats and around. So, again, not too precise with this. This rig brush, I'm just doing a few masks here and there. There's actually some big red post or something. Stop up in the middle there. final stage here for me is to add some white highlights. I'm going to use pure white pigment out of the tube to emphasise some of these figures and the tops of the boats there. So I'm going to use a small synthetic brush for this. And then Chinese white or white gouache with a damp brush straight out the tube, using quite sparingly. Don't overdo it. It can be far better to leave the white paper if you can, but if you've gone over it accidentally, then this could be used. White gouache for the rope as well. Done on mine. Just white gouache there. There we are. Okay.
Thank you very much, Tim. That's
So I think what did we learn now? I think maybe we had 8 pictures to choose. We decided on what we liked and they all make good watercolour paintings, but that was quite a good one to choose as a demo because it's got lots of light and shade, and we can get the light boats against the dark background there. It was good practice in drawing boats and introducing some figures. Ignore the figures if you're not too confident with that. And then the importance of that initial drawing and the first wash as well. For me, laying down that, like doing an undercoat when you're doing decorating, laying down that undercoat there. And then as we were laying down that wash, adding in the different pigments to add a bit of contrast, the splattering techniques as well. In the background buildings, when it's dry, adding in the windows, dry brush strokes just to indicate some architectural details. And then the boats, we did in the hull with a fairly light wash, and then while that's still moist, went in with the shadows. The shadows go up against gravity into the boats, add a little bit more interest there, bleeding between the two, and then that darker shadow gives some intensity of light to it as well. While that's still moist, I could just lift out little bits here and there, because these are old boats. Maybe you need a bit of liquor paint, so we'll try and make them look a bit old and battered. And then the figures, last of all, quite loosely painted in, not too precise. But to give yourself more confidence with doing figures, just practice drawing figures, and just make sure they're around about the same. The height of the figures are about the same. So you notice that figure in the background is a bit smaller, but the height is the same as the other, almost the same as the other two. And the very last details we're just adding in little bits and pieces, but using the white gouache to add a little bit of highlight. If you haven't painted around areas, to leave the paper there, paint around. So use the white gouache to paint around those highlight areas, like the tops of the heads and the shoulders, rigging, tops of the bow of the boats. Yeah. So I hope you like it.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay.